Hi, it's your $2 Tuesday movie critic with another another segment for the 2024 Oscar nominations. So this time I'm going to be talking about the documentary short films, which were excellent. Honestly, the documentary short films were better than the films themselves. For best films, I'm staking my reputation or whatever else on that. It's the truth, in my opinion. So, there were 5 nominations, and let's get into it. All right, and then while we're doing it, I'm still going to be doing my walking, so walk with me if you choose to, or just sit and listen. I'm just glad you showed up. Okay, so let's start with the first nomination, the ABCs of book banning. This was a beautifully done documentary. I love it completely. There were 3 things that really stood out to me. 1, I love that there was such a diverse group of kids talking about how they felt about banned books they read. The fact that each kid spoke their own truth about how they felt, it was apparent that their words were their own, no doubt about it. They weren't reading from something somebody else wrote, for sure. 2, 3 books that really surprised me were either banned or had some kind of restriction. The books about Rosa Parks, Anne Frank, and Wicked. I thought I knew all the banned books, but I did not know 2 of these books. I did not know. I'll just say that. 2 of these books are about very brave historical figures in history. Then, how does it make sense to ban Wicked? High school kids perform this play all the time. I have never read the play or book. I have never seen the stage play either. But I will now, for sure. All 3 versions. Read the book. Watch the movie that's going to come out probably later on this year. And if I ever get the chance, go see the stage play somewhere. I just don't understand how they banned it. And Rosa Parks, she is the face of the civil rights, one of the most beautiful faces, I might add, of the civil rights movement. I'm sorry, of the civil rights movement. And she's the heart and soul of it as well. I mean, yeah, you can talk about Martin Luther King Jr. all day. But people stood up and stood behind her because this was an everyday event that was happening in her lives, doing the bus boycott. And she started that, and she didn't stop, with just herself. She knew this was important to a lot of people. So no. There is nothing you can tell me to let me believe that books about Rosa Parks should be banned. And then Anne Frank, are you serious? She is the face of the Holocaust, or the very first face. Some of us, especially in my age group, know. When we first learned about the Holocaust, it was about the diaries of Anne Frank. Now you're saying her book should be banned? Whoever's doing this banning stuff, you are ridiculous. And this documentary meant so very much to me. But because I love books. I love books, love literacy. Books, I can't say enough about them. But to move on before I start crying, Island in Between. Okay, this was, let me go back to the beginning of this. Island in Between by S. Leo Chang and Jean Tessian. And I hope I'm saying that correctly. This is a very informative movie that talks about the relationship between Taiwan and China. Although the Taiwanese people see themselves as their own independent entity, China sees them as a province that belongs to them. I did not know Taiwan had their own army. Totally did not know that. And the filmographer talks about his own personal feelings and experiences with China and that of his family. His parents still live in Taiwan, and about 3 years ago, he left the U.S. and returned to them. He has lived there ever since. It is obvious he has a great love for Taiwan and his family. I would have liked a little more context in the film, just about because there's a lot in the news, or there was, especially last year, where Nancy Pelosi went to Taiwan And then after she left, China started shooting all these bombs overhead. They actually talk about that in a documentary as well. So I just wanted a little bit more context. Not that it wasn't a beautiful documentary, because it was. And I enjoyed it very much. Learning all the things that I learned. All right, so then let's go to The Last Repair Shop. This was by Ben Proudfoot and Chris Bowens. Bowers. It was such a lovely documentary about the last free repair shop in California. They repair instruments for free to children in schools. In the documentary, the repair shop people talk about their lives, which are completely fascinating. So fascinating. Everybody has a different story, and it's just so cool. Some of the kids that they help are also in the documentary. I could tell each kid was in love with their instrument, and they each had a story too. Beautiful stories. Alright, and then the last documentary in this category is Nine Nine and Wei Pao, by Sean Wong and Sam Davis. This documentary was so adorable. Can't tell you how adorable this documentary takes us into the lives of Nine Nine, who is 94, and Wei Pao, who is 83. And she says she feels like she's 20, and she totally looks and acts the part too. They are in-laws who got along so well, they decided to grow old and take care of each other. They are such a feisty couple of ladies with a lot of heart. They talk about almost everything together. It is true, they keep each other alive and strong and dancing. And you know, the documentarian Sean Wong, these are both his grandmothers. It's such a beautiful, lovely, comical film. It has all the feels in it. It's really, really beautiful. So honestly, I am just glad for once I am not one of the Oscar part of the Oscar committee, because all of these were such great documentaries. Just, I love them so much. I cannot choose. All of them deserve to win because they were just that great. And I don't know why I'm so emotional now about them, but I am. So I'm not going to even choose. They were all great. All of them deserve to win. And so much better than the movies that I watched this year. So thank you for showing up today. I hope you did some steps with me. I hope you come up with me next time when we do another segment on Oscar nominations 2024. Hope to see you next time.